Jesus. This stuff. I get kind of nervous when I think about. I smoked it once back in the day. Be me. Early evening. Out of weed. Friend says he has this shit. Says it's garbage. Say fuck it and take it. Roll a joint. Smoke the whole thing. Nothing happens. Think it's a dud. I'm standing in my backyard. Suddenly I can see the individual hairs on the blades of grass. Vision snaps back to normal and an insane head rush comes on. Can't hear shit except my own blood rushing through my head. Vision starts going like static. Can barely see where I'm going. Stumble to room. Fall onto bed. I'm completely blind now and I can't hear anything except the blood. It's as if I can feel every blood vessel in my body moving through me. Like sand in my veins. Start seeing patterns swirling around. Like if you press down on your eyes when they're closed. Mind is racing. Thoughts are extremely loud then very quiet, in waves. Like they're rolling away and coming back again. Heart is hammering in my chest. Pretty sure it's going to stop. Limbs feel cold, but not just on the skin. Inside too. This has been going on for what feels like hours. Start to worry I'll be stuck like this forever or die. Start to see the sun coming through the curtains. I am now convinced I'll never be normal again. Suddenly it's silent and it's dark outside again. Nightmare high is completely gone. Stone cold sober, just a little tired. Check time. It's only been like 3 hours. I started taking it easy with everything after that. Sometimes when I got high I could feel the trip coming back. I haven't smoked weed in years now. I feel like it's still in there. A couple one town over apparently died because of this shit. Only found that out after the fact. For a long time I was very math and physics oriented. If it can't be explained by equations and experiments then it's bullshit. But eventually I was able to escape this mental trap. I started meditating, focusing on healing my body with better foods, vitamins, stretching to release tension, and fasting. Then I had an experience that proved to me that manifesting is real and we can interact with our environment. Be me. Working on myself and feeling overall happier. Married to a woman I dated in high school and mutually unhappy. Meet a woman on a flight home from a work trip. Became infatuated with her. My entire being felt supercharged being around her. Felt the cells of my body telling me her. Near end of flight we exchange contact information. Get off flight and wife picks me up. I tell her all about it. Fast forward 8 months. Her and I had exchanged a few texts but never kept in contact. Marriage is ending after 8 months of marriage counseling. I think about the woman I met constantly. See things all around me that remind me of her, and all I can do is accept and quietly feel crushed because I miss her. The day comes when my ex-wife and I agreed to split up. She leaves the hasu. Go into backyard and sit on the grass looking up at the sunlit sky. Cry intensely. Begin to breathe deeply. Begin a guided meditating. Guide, reach up to the sky, exhale while bringing arms towards torso like you're pulling in energy. Visualize something you are grateful for. Begin visualizing the experience of meeting this woman. It led to the end of my marriage, but it highlighted all the things wrong with it. Grateful regardless of how much pain I currently feel. Go inside and move with my day. I get a text message from the woman an hour after finishing the meditation. She was attempting to re-establish contact with me. On the day my wife and I agreed to split up, and just after this meditation she texted me. Believed in attracting, manifesting ever since. Be me. Archon. Humanity project is resounding success. Trap God into these flesh vessels and farm them for creativity and life while keeping them heavily oppressed and stupid. Planet of fuckpig slaves all for me and my brothers. Most are low-ick hybrid. Carefully controlled class of superior humans that are regularly culled. It took trillions of hyperspace cycles and a few timeline alterations when the monkeys had nuclear oopsies. Lots of culling them with nanotic plagues and natural disasters. A few feeding frenzied. Enslave a group of humans and fool them with wizardry to get them to rule the rest of humans. Set up a giant hyperdimensional projector in the death process. Yes, fuckpig, walk into the light and be free. It gives humans weird dreams and produces a tunnel effect with a light. God walks into the light, thinking it's God. Amazed at how this retard falls for it over and over. Keep them dumb, so they never learn. Let retards lead them. Enforce materialism. Propaganda. Emerges out of the womb as another human. Me and my bros infest it. Teach them circumcision so their soul becomes more vulnerable through trauma bonding process. You're never getting out of this hyperdimensional farm. Defeated God by making him into a worthless human fuckpig worm. There. That's about right. Be me. Had a dream in which I summoned a demoness. She wasn't happy about it. She pointed her finger at me. As she lowered it down, I felt a tremendous force, which pushed me down to my knees before her. She came closer and touched my forehead with her finger. I could feel she was able to read my every thought. She knew absolutely everything about me now. And she learned about my giantess fetish as well. She smiled and said she will let me experience it to the full extent. She shrunk me to about 4 inches and grabbed me in her hand. She looked at me with a grin on her face and forced me into her pussy. She used me as a dildo until she orgasmed hard. Then she pushed me all the way deep inside her and shrunk me to the size of a grain of sand. I heard her laughing somewhere above me. Then she started to shrink me even more. I woke up sweating and tired AF. Be me. Had extraordinary younger years. Amazing adventures. Traveled the world. Crazy parties. Fucked hot girls. Took drugs. Drank like a sponge. Made millions and lost it all, only to make millions again, and no kidding, then lost it all again. Still really good stable income without much of any work. Found a wife. Got kids, 1 more coming. Bought nice house in a countryside. Tried to live healthy life, cut all bad habits. Read books, mostly only spiritual occult. No drugs or alcohol. Eat organic healthy food. Fast. Meditate. What now? Life doesn't really feel satisfying, yet I kind of have got everything I ever wanted for. I'm not depressed, and I kind of enjoy life, have fun with my kids, be playful and all that. Generally being very happy person. But still life feels partly meaningless and somehow not enough. Is there a way out, and what is it? No good skinwalker threads, let's fix that. I'll start. I'm from Alberta, Canada, and I live out in the boonies. I've never seen open personally, but I think I might have encountered one last summer. Be me. Camping with friends. Shitload of booze, drunk as hell, just like all good skinwalker stories. Getting late, gotta take a mad piss. Go some distance into the forest, I can't piss when watched. Tacking my piss, still drunk as shit. Hear some whispering a few feet in front of me. Decide fuck that, turn the fuck around and start heading back. Suddenly realize that something smells. Like really fucking smells. Imagine a dead raccoon that's been marinating in a hot dumpster for 3 days. Smelled worse than that. Realize that I can't hear anything. Like nothing. No wind, bugs, wildlife, nothing. Not even my friends, who at this point should have only been about 30 feet away or so. Realize I haven't moved in like 30 seconds, I've just been standing still. Snap the fuck out of it and jet back to my friends. Pretend it didn't happen, go back to being drunk faggots. Rest of the night, keep seeing shit moving out of the corner of my eyes. Next morning, pack my shit and leave. Nothing paranormal since. What do you guys think? Not sure if it was a skinwalker or something, or I was just losing it. What cursed objects have you heard about in the past, and have you ever been in possession of one? Alright, this story comes from my teenage years. Unlike most kids my age, I was into antiques restoration, which essentially led me down the path of finding old things and fixing them. I've collected my own fair share of spooky stories over the years, but here's one that lives rent-free in the back of my head. Be me, 16. I love restoring old stuff I can get my hands on. Often this led me to local thrift and antique stores. Sometimes they weren't the most upstanding places, and many collections were bought no questions asked. One day I decided to check out an next to unknown shop that looked pretty spacious. Sadly, none of it fit my mechanical tastes. Most items were grandma tier, parrot-lined dolls, ceramics, some furniture. That's when I saw it, a velveteen teddy bear wrapped with a crimson bow. Resting atop a rustic hand-carved table adorned in laced placemats. Something about it drew my interest. It felt like the beauty of the object made me want to examine it further. Then I made a horrible mistake. I picked it up. The bear had a tremendous weight to it. It felt heavier than a stuffed toy should, almost like a rock has been placed inside it. I was overwhelmed with fear. Something in my mind was screaming, put it back now. It took a few seconds, but I eventually did. Instantly I whipped out my phone, looking up all the model numbers, all the years of production, anything that could resolve the uncertainty I felt. Then it hit me. What came back as a teddy bear urn? This bear was filled with the ashes of a cremated child. I notified the owner, who notified the police, who, after a week's worth of searching, found the dementia patient who had placed her son's ashes into the for sale bin. It's horrible, but not as uncommon as you may think. Hello, X. I want to tell you about how badgers saved my life in a woods. Be me, 3 years ago. Wild camping in Kent, southeast England. Middle of summer, hot AF. Bottle of wine, chorizo kebab over small fire. Shit equals cash. Get in my hammock. No tarp, because despite what you might think it can go weeks without raining here during summer. Because I went to bed half drunk I forgot to tie my food bag in a tree. Watch big titty woman doing ASMR on phone, fall asleep. Wake up to sound of rustling. Grab my all-light, shine it over at my bag. 2 huge badgers rooting through it trying to steal my breakfast. Another 2 watching them. Tell them to fuck off. They ignore me. Go to get out of hammock and they nope away. Subsequent events make me feel bad about this. Be me. Have a dream years ago. In the dream I was walking around a college campus I'd never visited. Start being chased by an entity. At some point in the dream some dude flying around on some weird mini saucer hoverboard vehicle took hold of me. He delivers me to a succubus. Seemed regretful apologetic that he did this. Did it anyway. I go through some weird ritual surrounded by strange people. She's on top of me, and we start floating in the air. Realize I've become married to the succubus. End of dream. I still think about this, even though the dream was years ago. Anyone know what to make of this? I mean I guess it's sort of self-explanatory, but I still wonder who that weird hoverboard person was, and why I was captured delivered to the succubus, and why I was subsequently put through this marriage ritual.